What is up, everybody? We are back on another segment of the Curtis Zone. I am your humble and handsome host, Dylan and Jay Curtis, and today we are making our way through our past episodes because, like I said, we are going to keep doing that. And right now, we are giving you guys a remake of the history of G.I. Joe. All right? And remember, I will be eventually giving you guys a history of Bakugan Battle Brawlers Gundalian Invaders. I know I promised I was going to do that last week, but there was a little bit of a scheduling conflict with something that I needed for the show. So just bear with me, okay? I'm sorry about that. I will give you a history of it, okay? I'm sorry. As always, remember to hit the like and subscribe button for more content from the Curtis Zone. And if you guys have any questions, comments, concerns, or you just want to make a request for a history of episode, leave it in the comments section located below. All right? But before we get started, a little bit of news. You guys know I always give you guys a bit of news before we start the episodes, and here it is, all right? The CW has finally decided to go ahead with plans for a Powerpuff Girls live-action series, which is supposed to star Dove Cameron from Descendants and Chloe Bennett from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., and it's also starring the guy who played Turk in Scrubs. Yeah. I'm sorry, I forget his name. Also, I hope everyone is excited as I am for the new John Wick movie, which is going to be coming out very, very soon. My brother is excited about it. He called me this morning and was like, damn! Another trailer that hit the airwaves today was the second trailer for Black Adam. It's supposed to be coming out in October, but it looks a whole lot of fun. Pierce Brosnan's in it, Dwayne Johnson, a lot of great actors. I can't wait for it, even though it stars Dwayne Johnson, and I'm not very fond of him playing a superhero due to the fact that every time he plays a character, he doesn't play a character, he cosplays as a character. Now, without further ado, let's get into a history of G.I. Joe. I hope you guys are ready because it's gonna be a long one, but just bear with me, all right? First G.I. Joe series would have its television debut in September of 1983. It lasted 2 seasons and a number of 92 episodes. It followed the success of the G.I. Joe toy line from 1970. Now, the main difference from the G.I. Joe series and the toy line is that in the toy line, they didn't necessarily have names for all of their toys. But in G.I. Joe, the series, they actually had names for the characters. Another thing that everybody needs to remember is the fact that G.I. Joe wasn't supposed to be taken seriously as a series. In fact, it was only supposed to last a couple of episodes. But the series gained so much popularity that it gained more and more shows and more seasons throughout the years. It became one of the biggest worldwide phenomenons in Hasbro history. Another thing I should mention are the G.I. Joe animated movies, the first one, and of course, G.I. Joe Valor vs. Venom. The next G.I. Joe series we got was G.I. Joe Sigma 6, which was a Japanese anime. Another G.I. Joe series we got was G.I. Joe Renegades. It was actually an origin story of G.I. Joe. Another thing I should mention are the G.I. Joe live-action films, both Retaliation and Rise of Cobra, which in my opinion were total crap. G.I. Joe became so popular that the G.I. Joe vs. Transformers comic book became equally as popular. Hasbro also released the G.I. Joe Snake Eyes comic books, which were more popular than G.I. Joe vs. Transformers. That's enough with the non-fiction origin. Let's get into the fictional origin, shall we? Now, the first thing I need to tell you guys about the fictional origin is that we don't get a real origin of G.I. Joe until G.I. Joe Renegades. But I'm going to do the best that I can here, okay? Real American heroes didn't get their true origin story until G.I. Joe Renegades. They were brought together by Scarlet. She assembles an elite team to go to Cobra Pharmaceuticals to find proof that they are dirty. But instead, they are accused of a crime that they didn't commit, so they have to travel around the world getting proof that Cobra is dirty. Now, the main characters we're going to talk about for G.I. Joe are as followed. Now, the one thing I should mention before I do that is that G.I. Joes, they're basically an American organization. Hence the tagline, Real American Heroes. Whereas Cobra, they're a global organization of terrorists and scientists. Now, the main characters for G.I. Joe are Duke, Scarlet, Snake Eyes, Heavy Duty, Roadblock, Spirit, Ripcord, and Wild Bill. Now, around this time, I give you guys my top 5 favorite episodes and or moments. And, well, you know what? I'm going to give them to you anyway. I know we're talking about multiple shows here, but I'm going to give them to you anyway, just to make you guys happy. I only have 2 favorite moments. My first moment is from G.I. Joe Sigma 6 when Snake Eyes first went up against Storm Shadow. They used the elements of earth, steel, and air and basically went head to head. It was a pretty fun episode. My other favorite moment is from G.I. Joe Renegades when Marvin, aka Roadblock, and his cousin Heavy Duty team up to get out of a swamp in Louisiana, but they're being pursued by Major Blood. And it also has their grandmother in it. It reminds me of my grandmother. Yeah, she's that tough. With all that said and done, let's move on to powers and abilities, ladies and gentlemen. Each G.I. Joe member was chosen for his or her special ability in tactical training. There's Duke, who is specially chosen for operational command and light weaponry. There's Scarlet, whose expertise spans to corporate espionage and infiltration. There's Snake Eyes, who everyone knows as the silent ninja, expertise in hand-to-hand combat and weaponry. There's Wild Bill, the pilot of all the Joes, who can fly anything with wings. There's Roadblock, who has an expertise in mechanics and heavy artillery. There's also Heavy Duty, who does heavy artillery, but he's more into way heavier weaponry, such as miniguns and rocket launchers. Tunnel Rat, who does urban exploration and explosives. And finally, there's Spirit, who's an expert with forest exploration. Well, because he's an Indian. And just like that, another episode of the Curtis Zone comes to a screeching close. But I want to thank you guys so much for joining me here on the Curtis Zone. And thank you so much for hearing about G.I. Joe. Remember to hit the like and subscribe button. And if you guys have any questions, comments, concerns, or any other history of episode requests, leave them in the comment section. And be sure to tell your friends about me, alright? Because the more subscribers I get, the more money I make, alright?